every country in the world is speaking our language. Prime Minister Carney recently said variable geometry. Now you need friends across the world. First thing that India and Canada will get together is we are both people. The economic relationship as at the crux of everything that we do today in the world. We always talk about multi-alignment, which is that India is with every country in the world. You have to make up your mind which side are you on. We are today the fourth largest economy in the world, and Canada is a G7 country. What makes us strong is the ability to make the best of both our nationalities.
This initiative will give them like this kind of home that they can go call some, it will feel like a family, that somebody there to hear and somebody they can reach there.
It's a great institute which helps businesses from both sides of the border to come together and develop.
ये दिखाता है इंडिया कैनेडा रिलेशंस की गर्मजोशी को और कैसे दोनों कंट्रीज क्लोज आ रहे हैं अपने इकोनॉमिक गोल्स को अचीव करने के लिए.
So for us, this relationship matters a lot because of the diaspora and the economic variable that is there.
आज it's a need for India and Canada to come together and work together for the betterment of the world.
We've had the visit of the National Security Advisor to India. We've had the visit of our Civil Aviation Minister here. We have had Anita Anand, the Foreign Minister, going to India. We have Varinder, the International Trade, going to India. Dr. Jaishankar came here. We've had various other joint working groups, senior official level meetings, business people, everything in less than 3 months. Next 3 months is going to see even more activity. Is the start of negotiation for a comprehensive economic partnership. Today I have a great opportunity to take up this relationship. Canada is now putting in a large amount of money into infrastructure spending, into AI, into all other different things. What is it? If there is infrastructure projects, if there is a $200 billion that Doug Ford today told me in the morning is pumping into the economy for infrastructure, we will surely increase. Because what have our two prime ministers said? That we take the bilateral trade from 23 billion US dollars to 50 billion in 5 years. And in 5 years to reach 50 billion will take a lot of work. And it can be done. It's not impossible.
This evening, as Indra ji said and Kapil Dhoja ji also said, is meaningful for Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. As I said in the earlier meeting with the HC, that's it, the new ICCC with the new board, and we can think of no better way to begin this by welcoming His Excellency Shri Dinesh Patnaik to ICCC for his first official visit. Your presence underscores the enduring importance of Canada-India relations and the renewed momentum which we are witnessing in trade, investment and people-to-people engagement.
This is such an excellent initiative Council General of India has taken, and we recently came to know, and then there are so many families who are actually struggling, and they sometimes don't know, they're very shy or very hesitant to reach somebody, they don't know what to do, where to get help, and this initiative will give them like this kind of home that they can go call some, it will feel like a family, that somebody there to hear and somebody they can reach there, because sometimes there are women, due to the cultural boundaries, they do not open up to their problems and they keep it to themselves, and then they keep like suffering. And now this way, at least they'll have kind of one family, kind of family support, that they'll be able to reach there, and that will be really, really, I would say, excellent initiation.
सबसे पहले आपके व्यूअर्स को इंडो कनाडा चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्स की तरफ से नव वर्ष की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. आज जो आपने इवेंट देखा, यहाँ पे हंड्रेड्स ऑफ आवर हम मेंबर्स आए, मैं तो कहूँगा 200-300 से ऊपर मेंबर हाउसफुल, हमें रजिस्ट्रेशन क्लोज करना पड़ा. ये दिखाता है इंडिया कैनेडा रिलेशंस की गर्मजोशी को और कैसे दोनों कंट्रीज़ क्लोज आ रहे हैं अपने इकोनॉमिक गोल्स को अचीव करने के लिए, बिकॉज आप देख सकते हैं वर्ल्ड में जियो पॉलिटिकल क्या हो रहा है आज. इट्स अ नीड फॉर इंडिया एंड कनाडा टू कम टुगेदर एंड वर्क टुगेदर फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. और प्लस इंडिया का, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर का जो गोल है विकसित भारत बनाने का, उसके लिए कनाडा से अच्छी कंट्री और अच्छा सपोर्ट उनको नहीं मिल सकता. उसके लिए भी प्राइम मिनिस्टर कार्नी, कनाडा इंडिया रिलेशंस आज इस लेवल पे पहुंच रहे हैं, ये उसकी एक ग्लिम्स है. और हमारा जो ट्रेड मिशन मार्च में होगा उसमें भी आप देखेंगे कितने बिजनेस डेलीगेट ज्वाइन करेंगे. आज हमें इस इवेंट की रजिस्ट्रेशन क्लोज करनी पड़ी. हाई कमिश्नर ने भी इतना टाइम दिया और एंड तक वो इंटरेक्ट करते रहे. हर एक पर्सन से उन्होंने बात करी और क्वेश्चंस लिए. इट वाज सच एन ओपन फोरम एंड अगेन दिस शोन्स ऑल्सो द हाउ इंडिया, भारत किस तरीके से ओपन है वर्ल्ड के साथ कोलैबोरेट करने के लिए.
I've been with ICCC for a long time, and it's a great institute which helps businesses from both sides of the border to come together and develop, and it's a place for interaction, and it's always good to be here. Thank you.
सर बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया जुड़ने के लिए. आज इंडो कनाडा चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स में आए, पूरी कम्युनिटी साथ में थी यहाँ पे. कैसा रहा आपका ये पूरा कैसा रहा पूरा, आप देखते हैं इस चीज़ को आप यहाँ पे सर?
Yeah, बहुत अच्छा, because this is the first event of 2026 and I'm glad I came to this event. The ICCC is an old chamber of commerce since 1977, has done a lot of good work, but times have changed now. ICC needs to orient itself to the new times that are coming, and they're doing it. The new team that is in charge in ICCC is very looking forward to doing much more things. The High Commission is ever ready to help them to bring up the India-Canada corridor. We are now going to start negotiations on a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, and the ICCC will become important in trying to bring to us the interests of its members as well as of the trading and business community. The relationship is important because of many reasons. So the main thing is the economic relationship as at the crux of everything that we do today in the world. In a global situation where things are uncertain, everybody now needs to make sure that there is some certainty in the economic progress that the country does. And what we've been saying for a long time, what have we been talking? We always talk about multi-alignment, which is that India is with every country in the world. We sit as comfortably with Russia as we sit with US, as we sit with China, as with Europe, with every other country in the world. And at that time, people used to tell us that, you are fence sitters. You sit on both sides. You have to make up your mind which side are you on. You're with us or with the rest of the world. And we used to tell, no, we are with everybody because that's what we call multi-alignment. And since last year, since President Trump took over, every country in the world is speaking our language. Prime Minister Carney recently said variable geometry, which is the same thing as multi-alignment, which means that now you need friends across the world. You need to make sure that you have a strategic relationship with every country in the world which is meaningful. And which are the meaningful countries? It's the G20 today. And there is no country in the world which can afford not to have a good relationship with the G20 members. And so the first thing that India and Canada we get together is we are both G20 countries. We are today the fourth largest economy in the world. We just surpassed Japan to become the fourth largest. And Canada is a G7 country, one of the largest. And so it is imperative that we get the economic relationship right. Apart from that, the second thing is the strength of the diaspora, because these are the two things which bind us together. By the strength of the diaspora, the US is a bigger diaspora than Canada has, but in terms of percentage, you are probably one of the largest in the world. I mean, we are almost 3 million Indians here, out of a population of 42 million. In the US, we have 5.5 to 6 million Indians out of 340. So you do the mathematics for yourselves. It makes sure that this is an important relationship. Wherever you go, this country to a large extent has been built on the strength of the Indians who came here, from the Sikhs who came in the beginning to all the latest ones which are coming now. You have built up this country and you should be proud of it. And I was really proud when I saw all of you singing the national anthem so easily. Because what defines us, what makes us strong is the ability to make the best of both our nationalities. You were born or you came from a country which is your birth nationality and you have a nationality here. It is not. I give this example to everybody in the world. US, they call it a melting pot, right? What's a melting pot? Means every other nationality comes in, becomes one soup, right? One melting pot. In India, we're like a thali. Every dish is separate, but yet you eat it together. And Canada, to a large extent, shows what a thali is like. They've allowed every single sabji, aloo, everything else to have its own identity, yet we have a Canadian identity. It makes us strong to have our religious identity, our Indian identity, and a Canadian identity. So for us, this relationship matters a lot because of the diaspora and the economic variable that is there. Rest all politics, cultural, other things come piggybacking on these two things. So if this relationship is important, what do we need to make it even stronger? We can focus on the diaspora, but that I'll come to later on. But first is the economic one. And in the economic, in the last 3 months since I've come here, we've had the visit of the National Security Advisor to India. We've had the visit of our Civil Aviation Minister here. We have had Anita Anand, the Foreign Minister, going to India. We have Varinder, the International Trade, going to India. Dr. Jaishankar came here. We've had various other joint working groups, senior official level meetings, business people, everything in less than 3 months. In fact, somebody in the Canadian Foreign Office was telling me there's been more activity in the last 3 months than in the last 3 years. So, in a sense, this is a premonition of what is coming. Is that we are going to see the next 3 months. I mean, we just had a break for holidays now. Next 3 months is going to see even more activity, including very high level visits. So, look out for it and you will see what more is happening. But more important than that is what the two prime ministers announced in Johannesburg on November 21st or 20th, is the start of negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. Now, the comprehensive economic partnership agreement is a trade agreement plus, which means trade is only one of the parts. It also have financial inclusion, it will have financial instrument, it will have people to people, mode 4, it will have the whole gamut of economic relations between two countries. Now, a lot of people told us it's more difficult to do a larger economic partnership agreement because there are too many variables. To put all the variables together would require a lot of negotiations. But the two prime ministers at the top realized that that is important because the signal it gives is that we are willing to work on all sectors. It's not just trade. It's people to people, academics, academic collaboration, research, innovation, critical minerals, oil and gas, you name it, everything. Which means that we today have a great opportunity to take up this relationship. Because despite all the good things we say, our trade is still very low. The bilateral trade is about 23 billion US, about 32 billion Canadian, out of which a large amount of it is services. So real goods trade is small. It's about 12 or 14 billion Canadian, which is about 8 billion US, which is really, really small compared to the size of this country. I mean, I'm coming from a very small country. I was ambassador in Spain before this. We have a bigger trade relationship with India than Canada has. It should not be, given the strength of the diaspora. So how do we build this up? What are the items that we can do? And so this is where we are going to work in the next few months to identify these areas, to put together what we can do, where we can trade more, where we can do business more, where we can invest more, where we can get more workers, where we can get more people, where we can get education, students, all of this we're going to put together into a comprehensive package. And that's where you all come in, because you all have been here for a very long time. And like I was telling Prashant and the others when I met them upstairs, a Chamber of Commerce first loyalty is not either to Canada or to India, it is to their members. Because there is no point in having a Chamber of Commerce which doesn't deliver economic benefits to its members. And the members have to push the Chamber to do more for them. And so for that, you need to sit down and identify what are the things that you can do very well. And what are the things I can help you do better. So two things. One is plug you into the comprehensive economic partnership agreement. So you have to identify where are the bottlenecks. You are the guys doing business on the ground. I am only getting second-hand information from you. You are the guys with the information on the ground. Where are the bottlenecks? Where are the bottlenecks to doing trade, whether bottlenecks to doing joint ventures, whether bottlenecks to doing getting workers, where are the visa bottlenecks, where are the immigration bottlenecks, where are the academic bottlenecks, whatever bottlenecks you have, simple things, phytosanitary bottlenecks, licensing procedures, government procurement. I mean, I can give you a whole host of things. You have to tell me, because all of you members have to get together and tell me these are the areas where we need Government of India to help us. We need you to talk to Government of Canada, and you speak to your people also, because they've started the consultation process. Let's work on that. So that's the first order of thing that I want to tell you is please put your mind to what you can do better for the Indo-Canada trade relationship. Second is how can you benefit from all that's happening in Canada now and in India. We are today the fourth largest economy in the world. Canada is now putting in a large amount of money into infrastructure spending, into AI, into all other different things, into energy, into critical minerals. How do you benefit? It's very good to say big words or India and Canada are doing a lot of things, but if it doesn't translate into any benefit for the Chamber of Commerce, where you're only reading it from some paper, what's the use? So for you is to identify where can we plug in, where can we make money out of all this. At the end of the day, we are all here for making money, right? Yes. If we're here for making money, let's find out ways how can we make money. So what is it? If there is infrastructure projects, if there is a $200 billion that Doug Ford today told me in the morning he's pumping into the economy for infrastructure, where in infrastructure can we make money? Can we make into electric power transmission, into building roads, into providing workers for roads, into providing materials for road, into consultancy for this? There are millions of different ways. You all know your business people. You just need a door to open. You will walk in, but you need to know which door to go to. Where do you go to? And this is the kind of thing you have to do. And we will also help you. Kapi is here. We have people in Vancouver. We have in Ottawa. You should also tie up with people who know the system. So, analysts. I was seeing as part of your advisory board, there is a research and analysis company. You have Seneca. You have others. So, work with them to make sure that you have the knowledge to tell your members how can you make money out of all the advantage that you have, because we will surely increase. Because what have our two prime ministers said? That we take the bilateral trade from $23 billion US to $50 billion in 5 years. That's a big take. And unless we really work together, it's impossible to meet that. I mean, I'm being very frank here. It's just, it took us, 70 years to reach 23 billion. And in 5 years to reach 50 billion will take a lot of work. And it can be done. It's not impossible. It can be done. So you look at pharmaceuticals, you look at food products, agri products, oil and gas, potash, fertilizers, energy, you name it, minerals. There's a whole lot of things we can do.
दिनेश जी का हार्दिक स्वागत है ICCC में, और उन्होंने जो आज इंसाइट दी है बिजनेस और ट्रेड को लेके, किस तरह से बिजनेस और ट्रेड कर सकते हैं, B2B बिजनेस कर सकते हैं, उसकी इंसाइट बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। और आशा है कि इंडो कनाडा चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स उनकी गाइडलाइन में, उनकी लीडरशिप में बहुत अच्छा करेगी।